Hey, you're watching the Weekly Fury here on the Sports Fury. I'm Josh.
And I'm Sean.
And this week, I'm feeling like a kid on Christmas week. Super Bowl's a few days away. Holy shit, I'm excited. It's going to be one of the greatest games of all time. Sean, I can't wait.
Oh, me neither, man. It's going to be a great fucking game. Great game.
Hell yeah. So let's go ahead and get started, man, with this week's topics. First off, we're going to start with the Pro Bowl, which was this past Sunday. Now, I missed it because I was watching the Royal Rumble, but I caught some highlights. Sean, you watched the whole game. Tell me what you thought about the game.
It had some exciting moments. Now, of course, it wasn't a full-fledged game. They didn't have blitzing. There was a lot of man-to-man coverage. So that part does kind of bring it down for me because I want to see a real game with the best players going at it.
Yes.
But they didn't do it. But there was some hits. Lorenzo Alexander, Buffalo Bills linebacker.
Uh-huh.
He was laying some hits, like not huge hits, but he was popping some people.
You mean he was actually playing football?
Yes, a little bit. Now,
holy shit.
That was exciting. That was pretty exciting. Now, the issue I had, though, was Lorenzo Alexander. He gave a little pop to Jimmy Graham. And Jimmy Graham, a diva he is, kind of cried about it. He got mad.
At the Pro Bowl?
And at the Pro Bowl. Like, first off, that's exactly the reason why they're thinking about taking it away. Because there's players like him that don't give a fuck.
Show up.
They don't show up. They just like, I don't care. And that translates to the game. He had a crucial NFC was driving. They're like on the 20 or so yard line. And he was wide open.
Oh, I saw this.
Right there. And he was like, easy, Jimmy Graham catch. And it went right off his hands. Picked off by Lorenzo Alexander, the guy he talks shit to. And almost a pick six when he pitched it back to Talib.
Yeah, because Kirk Cousins chased him down. That was
probably the best part.
I like guys like Kirk Cousins in the Super Pro Bowl that actually give a shit. They're competitive and they want to win. Yeah. Kirk Cousins was awesome doing that.
That's why I thought it was probably one of the best in the past years because we saw a quarterback running him down.
Now, even if I wasn't watching the Royal Rumble, which I wasn't going to miss for nothing, I wasn't going to watch the Pro Bowl anyway. I'm sorry. It bores me.
That's a lot of people.
It just bores me. And then a 20-13 game won by the AFC. First off, I'm an NFC guy. You're an NFC guy. And it was a low-scoring game like that. Ugh. And I just think the Pro Bowl should be, go back to where it was, and move it to after the Super Bowl, so that way you can get the best players possible. I want to see Brady in there. I want to see Julio. I want to see these guys in there. And
that's a good point. Good point.
It's just boring to me, and I'm just one of those guys. And there's a lot of people that feel the same way I do, as even though they're a diehard NFL fans, don't really give a shit about the Pro Bowl. But kudos to you for watching it. I mean, damn.
I had nothing else to do.
But so Pro Bowl is what it is. Yeah. Now, earlier this week, the 49ers hired their new GM. And they hired John Lynch, legendary John Lynch. No experience at all. And he gets hired as the 49ers GM. What the hell? I didn't see that shit coming. When I saw that pop up in my notifications, I'm like, are you fucking serious? Is this a joke?
There's no rumors about it. There was no talks about it. Nothing.
How did this happen? Like, I don't understand it. Like,
I don't know.
Apparently, he's Kyle Shanahan type of. He's buddy with him or something like that.
Oh yeah, of course.
This had something to do with Kyle Shanahan accepting this job after the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
That's probably the only thing we can say. At the end of the day, we don't know, but I think it's a lot to do with Kyle Shanahan because I think he had all the cards. 49ers have been horrible when it comes to coaches the last 4 years. 4 coaches the last 4 years. They haven't been able to keep a coach. So Kyle Shanahan knew, like, okay, you want me to come to your shitty-ass organization right now? I'm going to have to rebuild. He had all the cards.
If that's the case, I've never heard of a coach or a person going to get the head coaching job pick his GM. I don't ever recall something like that happening. And maybe he's a bit of an evil genius because John Lynch will probably bid to his will. If Kyle Shanahan wants certain moves to be made, John Lynch will probably do exactly what Kyle Shanahan does.
He doesn't have any experience. It's not
so
like
it's kind of
no.
So it's kind of like Kyle Shanahan is just this puppet master, and maybe it all works out for the best because Kyle Shanahan has proven to be nothing but a genius. But you know what? Another thing to consider is John Elway. I mean, he got his GM job with the Broncos. No experience. I mean, he was a CEO, co-owner of a Arena Football League, but that shit don't count, right?
Nobody gives a fuck about Arena.
But you know what, man? I want to say this real quick. This kind of reminds me of the movie The Waterboy. You remember that movie with Adam Sandler and how classic. He was the water boy of this college team, and he becomes a football player and becomes very successful, and then all the other college teams start getting various people within their
they start
equipment managers and towel boys and shit like that, and making them football players, and then them getting all fucking murdered on the field. It kind of reminds me of that. Hey, John Elway can do it because he had success. Let's get John Lynch. Let's get fucking Emmitt Smith to be a GM. I don't fucking know.
You never know. Now, I will say this, because I'm glad you brought up John Elway, because I think what John Elway did bring to the Denver Broncos is someone that can relate to players and bring players in, just like he brought Peyton in. And I think John Elway is a reason they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, big reason.
What he did.
He made some great moves.
Having a former player in that position can help in that regard. Yeah. And understanding when to let players go. John Elway is smart.
He's not scared to let anybody go.
No, he let go of Tim Tebow when all of Denver was like, no, we love Tim Tebow. And he knew, no, fuck this guy. He's not a quarterback.
He signed Osweiler to that deal. He was smart enough.
He was smart. He's like, nah, fuck out of here, Osweiler. We're not going to pay you that. So he's smart. And so maybe they're hoping we can maybe have another player that's smart. And
you might be right, man. We'll see if that works out.
6 years, though.
Revisit this.
They're taking a contract. 6 years.
We'll look back 6 years from now and see if this is a great deal.
If they keep him longer than a year.
Yeah. All right. Carson Palmer. His name has been thrown around this past week with some rumors and speculation that he might be retiring. Apparently, his house went up for sale.
Yep.
He pulled his kids out of school. But was that even true? No.
Well, according to Palmer, he said
he came out and said what?
No, his house isn't for sale. Apparently, they always go on trips this time of the year with the kids. So it's kind of weird why you take your kids out and you go on a vacation trip on Super Bowl week. I would imagine you want to go watch the Super Bowl. Why are you going on vacation with your family somewhere? But hey, that's just me personally. I'd rather be at home watching the game. Honestly, I'm a little selfish. I don't want him to retire. I'm hoping. I don't think it's true, but I'm hoping it's not true because I really want to watch him play. We're planning on going to his game.
That's what the games are planning on.
And Larry already confirmed he's coming back. So hopefully he doesn't. But there's a lot of interesting, little speculations and rumors.
Yeah, because let's say he decides not to retire, right? This is all spinning right now that's going on. Yep. He said.
This is my favorite part.
And let's say he does decide to retire. That's a damn good job opening right there. The Arizona Cardinals quarterback.
Yep.
Who could fill that spot?
There is another, Bruce Arians is good with veteran quarterbacks, right? Yeah. So there is one veteran quarterback. What's his name? I think it's Tony Romo.
Tony Romo with the Arizona Cardinals, with Larry Fitzgerald, with David Johnson, and that defense. Super Bowl.
Just saying. Romo is so much better of a quarterback than Carson Palmer. I will say it. So much better.
Hot take.
I'm just saying. He can manage those weapons better. He can escape pressure. Yeah, of course, Romo has injury issues. That's a big thing. But Carson Palmer had injury issues too not too long ago. People forget about that. So with that talented of a roster, oh my God, Romo there could be Super Bowl bound. I wouldn't even be mad if he beat the Cowboys out and make it to the Super Bowl because I'd love Romo to win. I'd love Romo to get it.
But I personally think that Carson Palmer will be back next year, and we will go see him and Larry play.
Oh, yeah. Either way, I want to see Larry.
Okay, so Raiders. It looked like they were a sure thing going to Las Vegas. They have their financial backers. They have all these plans. They filed for relocation and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, this past week, it looks like that move might be in jeopardy.
Yep.
Their financial backers, they pulled out.
They said, fuck you, Raiders. I'm out of you.
Yeah, now let me tell you exactly what happened there. Now, Sheldon Adelson, who was a casino mogul and shit like that, he pledged $650 million to the Raiders. Going towards that $1.9 billion stadium with 65,000 seats, dome. And he pulled out because he was apparently furious that they did not put him down on the lease proposal to the Las Vegas Stadium Authority. Why did they leave him out?
Fucked up. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Mark Davis was thinking.
Because that's your main finance backer. I mean,
if he's putting that much money into it, why would he not be on the lease?
I would be pissed off too. You put all that much money in and you're not getting on the lease? Get the fuck out of here. And now, Goldman Sachs, they were the bank that was helping with Adelson, right? And Goldman Sachs, they said that they weren't going to do it unless Adelson was for it. And once he pulled out, so did they, right?
They're done.
So there goes that. Now, Adelson, he came out and denied that he spoke to anyone from Goldman Sachs and telling them or pressuring them, saying, hey, I'm not going to deal with the Raiders, and I don't want you guys to neither. Apparently, he denies that happening, but regardless, they're both out, and the Raiders right now don't have any financing backing going to Las Vegas for that very expensive stadium.
Yep.
So, what do they do now? And do they stay? Do they go? Now, Ronnie Lott.
Biggest fucking question.
Yeah. Now, Ronnie Lott. Remember Ronnie Lott? He now with his Lott group, his little finance group called the Lott Group, and along with Fortress Investment Group, they're trying to put together an acceptable plan that will keep the Raiders in Oakland.
Okay.
Now, is that a little bit too late, or are the Raiders, even without their financial backing, are they still planning on going to Vegas or maybe elsewhere?
Well, obviously, I think it's a little bit too late to stay in Oakland.
Hell fucking yes.
It sucks for Oakland Raiders fans. That'd be such great news. But
your city fucked up.
I don't know. Yeah, the city fucked up. They haven't given them a new stadium. They've been some loyal ass fans, so it's not like they don't make money. And they haven't given. They still share that stadium, don't they? With the fucking Oakland A's?
Shitty baseball stadium.
Oh God,
all
dude,
these years.
Fucking NFL stadium.
They had all these opportunities to.
No, they're not staying in Oakland. Fuck Oakland. And the city, not the fans, but the city. But yeah, it's a little too late for that. Now, this is going to really test Mark Davis. How serious is he to want to move this team to Vegas? Because
he's dead set on moving. He's not staying.
Yeah, but how serious is he to move to Vegas? Because either he's got to go out and kiss some ass and get some more investors, or he's got to put up the rest. Which I don't know. I don't know his financial shit, but
if he doesn't get that, if he doesn't get that money, then the other owners are going to vote against it for sure.
They were already on the edge.
Yeah.
They were already on the edge about going to Vegas because the whole gambling shit.
Right.
So it's interesting to see because I think the vote's not too far away. Yep. So he's got a lot of work to do.
Now, here's where we have a little fun. Let's say, okay, they're still going to move, but they're not moving to Vegas. Where do you think the Raiders should move to?
Well, I think they will probably go. The only place that kind of stands out is a team that just got burned. San Diego. They have their own football stadium. Oh, you thought I was going to say St. Louis? No, fuck St. Louis.
Fuck St. Louis.
It's going to be San Diego. It's not that far.
Man, that'd be interesting.
Same state. And it's still it's great weather out there. Shit. And they have a football stadium. Of course, they probably want a better one. But why not? San Diego is desperate in getting a team. So you could probably get a good deal to go there.
Yeah,
and I know California. The NFL still wants them to go there. The NFL still wants a team in San Diego. The NFL didn't want Chargers to move.
Right.
But they told them, if you're going to move to LA, which they did. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't mind the Raiders there. It's kind of sounds weird, San Diego Raiders, but hey, you never know. I don't know. Who do you think though, Josh?
All right, here's what I think, and I've been saying this for a long time now. Yeah. The NFL needs to get a team in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma, other than the state of Texas, which football is king. Oklahoma would be second place. They love football almost on a level as much as Texas.
Okay.
And Oklahoma City is a growing place. They have a great fan base in Oklahoma. Yeah. I mean, if you ever watched a Oklahoma City Thunder game, look how crazy they go for their Thunder.
That's true.
They'll stand up in the beginning of the game until someone scores. They have a great fan base. And who would have thought professional basketball would have worked in Oklahoma? And it does, and it's so successful, and they love it. Imagine if you brought an NFL team to Oklahoma City. And Oklahoma they can have casinos. So you can have still that vibe of gambling and everything like that. And if they brought an NFL team to Oklahoma City, you don't think they would build upon, expand on Oklahoma City and build bigger and more awesome casinos and attractions and shit like that? Oklahoma City could be an oasis here in the future with a professional basketball and football team. It desperately needs a football team, and that could be a great destination for the Raiders if they decide to move but can't go to Vegas. That's my opinion.
Fuck Oklahoma though.
So we'll see what happens there. I'm sure we'll talk about it more.
Yep.
Now, Super Bowl comes with a very odd particular week called Super Bowl Media Week, right?
Yep.
And all kinds of shit happens. There's always controversies. There's always fun, crazy quirks that happen and everything like that. And this year's no different, man. What a crazy media week. But you know what? Let's start off with a couple of them that are pretty serious and we have some strong opinions about. First off, we'll start with Devontae Freeman, okay? So Devontae Freeman, his contract's up at the end of next year, right? He's on his rookie contract where he's getting $676,000, right? Now he's definitely worth more than that. But his agent, Kristen Campbell, came out during Super Bowl week, taking advantage of all the media that's there, and said, "I demand that Devontae Freeman get paid like the premium back that he is, and his time is now to get paid." What do you make of that, dude?
It's just stupid. That's the only word I could think of mine. Stupid. Don't create a distraction.
Time is now? Bullshit.
No, this is Super Bowl week. This is the biggest game of every player's career, pretty much. Like, every time you play in the Super Bowl, that's the biggest game of your career. And you want to add a question that's going to be asked to Devontae Freeman, Dan Quinn, the GM, the owner. All those guys have to answer this question now. That's taken away from questions that should be asked about the game and their focus.
Exactly.
Stupid.
Devontae Freeman was asked. He was asked, like, is this a distraction to you? Now, Devontae Freeman had a response to this, and I'm paraphrasing him here. But he basically said, no, it's not a distraction for me. You know why? Because where I grew up, it was a rough place. It was a rough part of town. You can be playing on the field, just playing as a kid, and get shot. Going to sleep at night and hearing gunshots, that's a distraction. But this is football. So no, to me, this is not a distraction. Now, of course, I was paraphrasing him there, but I get where he's coming from, but I disagree with that completely because yes, comparing the two. Of course, this is nothing compared to that, right? Of course.
Nothing. Yeah.
But, and maybe it's not a distraction to you, Devontae Freeman, but it certainly is a distraction because just like you just said, Sean, it's now, because instead of making it about the game, it's now becoming something else.
Yeah.
Like a contract extension. And it's not the right time, and it is a distraction for your coaches, for your teammates, for the owner. Yeah. It's not the right time to be talking about this shit.
I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to brush it off and get past it. So exactly what he said, I understand, and I agree with everything he said because he's trying to get past it. And he's trying to act like it's not a big deal.
And now...
It's not. Of course, it is a distraction.
And somebody else spoke out, Tom Brady's dad. He came out earlier this week, and he said For what the league did to his son and what Roger Goodell constantly lied about is beyond reprehensible as far as he was concerned. He says that because he's still that's his dad, right? And he's still obviously hurt that
he's trying to stand up for his son.
You know what Roger Goodell and the league did, against Brady, put him on through all that. And Brady responded by banning his father from talking to the media, which is the right thing to do because you never win there, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree? Like the family members need to just stay out of the shit,
Oh, hands down.
Even if it is emotional and it is true,
stay out of it. Well, because think about it. Pretty much Tom Brady's been dealing with this question ever since he came back from suspension
and other controversies throughout the years. This is not the first rodeo.
They've been talking to him and asking him like, "Oh, how are you and Roger Goodell?" Oh, he's been brushing it off all year. And of course, when he made the Super Bowl, they're like, "Oh, how are you going to feel about Roger Goodell handing the trophy?" They've been asking him that nonstop all year, and Tom Brady's handled it with class all year. So I would be pissed. Like, okay, Dad, I'm trying to act classy here, and you're adding more fuel to the fire. Now they're going to even ask me even more questions about it. Like, that's stupid. That is horribly stupid. Like, that's going against pretty much what Tom Brady's been doing all year. And it hurts. It hurts Tom Brady in a sense of having to deal with that shit even more. Yeah. So, family, shut up. Stay out of it. Let them handle it. Simple as that.
Here's some other things I found interesting from this Super Bowl media week, okay? So, this, and staying with Tom Brady, a child won this contest to attend the media press and ask one question to Tom Brady. And he asked Tom Brady, people have a lot of heroes, and you're one of them. Who's your hero? And he got all choked up, and he mentioned his dad. Started talking about his dad. That was a good moment. So it went from
that was a great moment.
So it went from like a topic of like his dad being banned to now this being the story, and that was a good turnaround there. So I like that moment.
Yeah, great.
Also, Dan Quinn. There was a video where Bill Belichick and Dan Quinn meet on stage to shake hands, and Belichick reached in for a bro hug, and Dan Quinn wasn't having it. What do you think about that shit, Dad? Is that your out or what?
I didn't see that video, but that's awesome. So you said Bill Belichick, not Dan Quinn, went in for a bro hug.
Yeah, Belichick.
Is this the same Belichick that hardly made eye contact with Eric Mangini?
Yeah. It was hilarious and awkward, and it was just fucking great.
Maybe Bill Belichick was trying to bug him, like put a little bug on his sweater, and so Dan Quinn was like, "Nah, bitch, get off of me." I don't know. That's weird. Bill Belichick never shows emotion.
And check this out too, man. Bill Belichick smiled. He smiled actually. Guillermo from the Jimmy Kimmel Live show.
I don't believe you.
He was funny as hell.
I didn't see that either.
He was asking questions to Bill Belichick, and he got him to smile, and it was like this. But he smiled. He got Bill Belichick to smile. Is Bill Belichick like? Is he lightening up here? I mean, he's trying to give people hugs. He's smiling.
No way.
It's awesome. It's great.
No, I don't believe you. Bill Belichick never smiles until he wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I also thought it was pretty cool how Kel Mitchell from those Nickelodeon TV shows, Keenan and Kel, and the movie Good Burger, he showed up as Ned, his character from that movie, and started taking orders and asked questions to the football players, saying, "Welcome to Good Burger, home with the Good Burger. Can't take your order." Like, oh my god, that was great. That was great nostalgic for me. Moment.
That was phenomenal. I saw that. That was
great. But also, what happened? Kyle Shanahan almost had a fucking heart attack because a writer from the San Francisco Examiner accidentally took his bag that had his playbook and Super Bowl tickets in it.
Shiza.
And he was fucking stressing out, and they didn't find it until 15 minutes after the media session.
I would have freaked out. I would probably murdered
by like now, of course people are going to make the speculation of conspiracy theories that here goes the Patriots again trying to fucking pull a fast one.
They paid him off to take his bag.
But
they already copied everything and then they gave it back.
It was a crazy fucking media week.
Yeah.
It was fun. There were some more fun moments than there were controversies this year.
Yeah, it was good. Cool. I actually liked it. I enjoyed the media week this week so far.
I think everybody enjoys it. It's fun. Awesome. Now, not so fun. Sir Charles Barkley.
Oh, this one's interesting.
And
I know you have a lot to say about this one, Josh.
And King James have been going back and forth this past week, and we got to talk about it, man. All right, so of course James. He came out and demanded the Cleveland Cavaliers get some help on the roster, and this is something we talked about last week. Charles Barkley said that he was whiny and inappropriate for venting to the media that the Cleveland Cavaliers need to cater to him and get more help. And he started mentioning that, hey, look, LeBron, the Cleveland Cavaliers front office, you don't need to be so hard on them because they do everything you say anyway. They fucking fired a head coach for you last year. They went out and got you Shumpert and J.R. Smith and Kyle Korver. They do what you say. They've been doing it. Why are you, getting on them? You're the defending champions. You're the best player in the world. Stop your whining. That's something what we were kind of saying last week.
Shots fired.
That's what Charles had to say. Here's what James had to reply to that shit. Calling him a hater. Saying, I'm not going to let him disrespect my legacy. And then he started calling out Barkley on a lot of his personal shit. Saying, I'm not the one who threw somebody through a window. I'm not the one who spit on a kid. I never had unpaid debt in Las Vegas. I never not showed up to All-Star Weekend on Sunday because I was in Vegas all weekend partying. And I'm not the one who said, I'm not a role model, if you remember that commercial. And he said, all I've done my entire career is represent the NBA in the right way. 14 years, and I've never been in trouble, which is true. He's never had that kind of controversy like that, a serious one,
Okay. Yeah.
So, and then he went on to say that, that Barkley, he knew that he wanted to retire from inside the NBA a long time ago, but he couldn't because he's in debt and shit, and that he's going to be stuck on that stage every single week for years on end. And I was just like, damn, LeBron got personal, man.
Shit just got deep. He went deep on that shit.
He got personal. And LeBron said, I'm tired of biting my tongue. There's a new sheriff in town. He's embracing that villain role. And you know who loves it? His old buddy Dwayne Wade. He was like, it's about damn time.
They're best friends. He better support him. Shit.
So,
that's crazy.
You know what, man? I think we're going to be talking about a lot of LeBron James, coming in the future because LeBron James, he's not going to hold back no more. Oh, shit.
It's going to be interesting.
Now, what do you think about that shit, man?
There's so much, man. It's a lot. Like, we already talked about LeBron James making those comments last week, and I already said I don't agree with coming out to the media. I'm not big on that personally. Everything I believe should be kept in-house, especially when a team, like Charles says, does everything you want. So, honestly, what both of these players said, or player and former player, they're both right. They both have a point.
But I can't argue with over the board, though, you think?
I think that's kind of fucked up. Why are you throwing his personal shit in there? Like, that's
But you know what? At the same time, but I think the point he was trying to make was, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that personal because all this shit you did in public. This is not nothing under the radar. This is something you did for everybody to see. Stuff. So before you go, pointing your finger at somebody, look at your damn self, asshole. And so
I think LeBron's just kind of fed up right now. I think he's at that boiling point. That's the only thing. Of course,
Charles Barkley is laughing it off, saying, he's being Charles Barkley, saying, I'm not backing down from what I said. I'm not going to get personal with it. If he wants to do that, fine. But I meant what I said. So, I don't think we've heard the end of this, and it's going to be interesting, especially whenever they meet in person.
That'd be awesome.
I think I'm more on LeBron's side. You?
It's
crazy because I fucking hate that dude.
I'm a little bit on Barkley's side because I like I said the same thing. Like what I think he is whining, he's complaining about shit that's going to be done anyways.
Yeah.
So why make it a big deal? Why are you adding controversy when they're going to do what you want anyway? So it's to me, I kind of on Barkley's side, and I can't believe you went with LeBron.
I know
you're a piece of shit.
I think I would have the same shit that he would have did. No, you know me.
You're a piece.
I probably would have went there too. All right, man. So this next topic really pisses me off.
I know.
You know I'm a diehard Bulls fan.
I know.
Okay, so this past week, the Chicago Bulls were all over the news, okay? All kinds of shit going down.
Not in a good way.
Embarrassing.
Not
the
in a good
organization
way.
and all Bulls fans everywhere. Because we were a proud organization. We have Michael Jordan, Pippen. We had all those titles. We were a fucking great organization.
Yep.
But lately we've been kind of a joke, and this week is just no different. Like, it starts off with,
Lord. Jimmy.
Chicago Bulls.
Yep.
Chicago Bulls have been losing games a lot lately.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler and Dwayne Wade, they came out and they ripped their younger players.
Yep.
And implying that they don't care as much as they do, and they should. And that was pretty fucked up. I mean, you're a veteran. Yeah. Why don't you call out the younger guys in the locker room? And that's something that we talked about, me and you. Now, from there, Rondo. He comes out and he blasts Wade and Jimmy.
Oh, Rondo. Fuck Rondo. He shouldn't even be saying anything.
Rajon Rondo, that little fucking asshole.
The worst team player.
He goes, my veterans, they would have never done that. If there was a problem, they would have spoke with the people right there in the locker room. And you know what? My veterans, they work their ass off every day. Practice, implying that Dwayne Wade doesn't practice hard or whatever. And he probably doesn't because, he's old and injury prone.
He's got bad knees. Of course he's probably not going to practice that hard.
Now, what Rondo said, I think, was worse than what Jimmy Butler and Wade was saying. And they were wrong, too. Yeah. But Rondo, I think he's angling to have the Bulls trade him. He doesn't want to be there no more. I don't even know why they hired him because who didn't see this shit coming?
Did they not see what he did in Dallas? He quit on the team.
Basically.
Quit on the team when we were in a fucking intense series against y'all. I think it was against the Spurs, right? Mm-hmm. And we were playing y'all as a 7-game series, and we took it to 7 games, and he just gave up. Like, what the hell, dude?
Rondo has no room to talk. And
he should not even say one thing about leadership. Fuck him.
Now, as a result from all that, Wade and Butler came off the bench that next game. And I thought Rondo was going to be done. I didn't think you would see him play. He'd be sitting in a suit and tie, and he wouldn't be playing, and you'll never see him play again for the Chicago Bulls. And then he'd be gone by the trade deadline. Yeah. But no, he's still there. And then even Taj Gibson comes out, and he starts saying, like, you know what? The younger guys, they do want Wade and the veterans to practice harder in practice. And it's just like, damn, all this shit back and forth. And then
the whole team is just fucked.
And then on Wednesday, things took a crazier turn. It's reported that Jimmy Butler and some other players believe that there are spies in the locker room that are
that's right.
that are sending information back to Gar Forman, the GM, and to use as leverage to get rid of them or as an excuse to get rid of them. And apparently there's this unknown source, anonymous source, that's saying that this is nothing new. Apparently they did this same thing with Luol Deng, Derrick Rose, and Joakim Noah, and that this is how the Bulls operate. Now, Gorman and John Paxson, the VP, they need to come out and address this. They need to say something. And you know what? Here's my 2 cents. Being a Bulls fan, this offseason, all of them need to go. First off, Gar Forman, the GM, and John Paxson, their time came a long time ago. Their asses need to go. They have been a joke. They made this organization a joke these past few years with all the stupid decisions they've been making and how they let things run amok. And everyone on that roster needs to go. Gibson needs to go. Wade needs to go. Rondo needs to get the fuck out of there now. And they even need to get rid of Butler. Even though I would hate to see Jimmy Butler leave the Chicago Bulls, but if that's how they're treating him, if that's how he doesn't want to be there, and it's like that, he needs to go. Yeah. Just blow up this whole fucking roster and the front office. It's terrible. It's a joke. And they should be ashamed of themselves. And as a Bulls fan, I'm pissed off.
Oh, I would too. I would too. Horrible management from the top all the way. Horrible.
Imagine being a season ticket holder over there in United Center, as expensive it is. Oh, fuck that. I couldn't handle that shit.
Yeah, I would be pissed.
So
I want my money back.
So, Bulls, get your shit together and clean house.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Now, Dealer's choice. This is something
new. I like this.
From a little something old.
Yep.
We are going. This is like last words, which is our old topic we should do, which we save last. Now we're doing right here, and me and Sean are gonna each choose a topic or something that we want to mention that we didn't discuss.
Yeah.
From this past week. So I'm gonna go ahead and go first, and I'm gonna mention Serena Williams. She defeated her sister Venus Williams for her 23rd Grand Slam.
23.
Roger Federer also defeated Rafael Nadal for his 18th Grand Slam. So 23rd and 18th Grand Slam, and they both did it at the age of 35, which is just insane. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't give a shit about tennis. I don't care about it, but as a sports fan, I do recognize and I respect when someone is that dominant in their sport, in a professional sport. You have to tip your hat off to that, and I just wanted that to be known.
They're great.
That I respect.
Yeah.
Serena Williams and Roger Federer.
Respect that. I like that, Josh.
What you got?
You got to respect them. Now, I got to respect someone that I didn't even know about until this past Saturday. I watched the Senior Bowl. And, there's some standouts. Just like last year with Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott. This guy, Zay Jones. If you haven't heard of him, go Google him. Go on YouTube. East Carolina receiver. And this guy looks great. He runs route greats. His yards after the catch was good. Senior Bowl, I watched a few of his highlights after that. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to get into it because I'm getting ready for the draft, That's coming in April. And this guy looks good. I really want him to come to Dallas because I think Terrence Williams is going to be gone. So I really hope Dallas gets him. So if you haven't heard about him, watch him. Mike Mayock, who's like the number one draft guy out there, he even made a comment that this guy rose so much in the draft rankings that he was one of his top guys in the Senior Bowl. So if you haven't heard about him or haven't watched any of his highlights, go check him out. I recommend this guy is going to be a great receiver in the NFL. Mark my words.
Cool.
Yep.
Call out, shout out. This is where me and Sean, we call out who deserves it, and we shout out who deserves it. Sean, who is your call out of the week?
My call out is someone that kind of needs to just move on and get over what happened. Rex Ryan. This guy is still talking about how he got fired. When did he get fired? 2-3 months ago? I don't know. But this guy needs to just move on. Be a class act and shut up and accept it.
Rex Ryan, shut up.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. But Rex Ryan, quit talking about it, okay? That's old news, and nobody cares. You should have been fired last year. You didn't do shit with the Buffalo Bills. You didn't do shit with the Jets after the first 2 years. So I just wanted to call him out. Quit talking about being fired. Who cares? You deserved it, okay? Man up to it and move on. And another thing I want to mention, because he mentioned that he doesn't want to be a D coordinator because that's what everybody says that he should do. And he's like, no, I want to be a head coach. Take a page out of Nick Saban's book. Nick Saban went in the NFL, and I don't even like Nick Saban, but I pay respect to him because he did even though how he left the NFL was kind of shitty, he was smart enough to realize, okay, I'm not cut out for the NFL. College is where I'm at. And he went back and look at him. He's one of the best coaches of all time in college. Of all time. I hate that motherfucker. And Rex Ryan, you are one of the best D coordinators when you were a D coordinator. Go back to that, man. Because right now your head coaching does not look good. And to me, my call is just shut up, move on, and be professional. And I know it's tough for Rex Ryan because he's not that professional. He's more that I'm going to speak my mind kind of guy. But I don't think you're going to get a head coaching job. I don't. And he said he might wait another year or something like that. He's stupid.
Moral of the story, go back to what you know.
Exactly.
Works wonders. Now, here's who I'm calling out. As I mentioned earlier, I watched the 2017 Royal Rumble, and I am calling out Vince McMahon. Vince, I gotta tell you, man, you were a genius. You were a pioneer, and we wouldn't be here without you. I mean, wrestling fans
Yep.
and the WWE would not be here without you. But man, you have absolutely lost your touch. This Royal Rumble was one of the worst Royal Rumbles, most boring Royal Rumbles of all time. It was terrible. I don't know who the hell booked this shit, but I know for a fact, Vince, you have final say. Your time has come. It's time to step down, retire, and give it to Triple H, who obviously knows what he's doing, because if you look at NXT, Vince, he is tearing it up. He's making it seem like how wrestling used to be back in the Attitude Era, the Aggression Era, where it was fun. Vince, I'm calling you out. Step down. You've lost your touch.
I didn't even watch. I don't watch wrestling. You know, that's more you. But I want to say for everybody out there that's watching this video, go check out Josh's breakdown of the Royal Rumble, and he'll go in more detail about that, because I watched it. I'm not even a fan, but it was a great video. You break down everything. If y'all like wrestling and you agree with that, go watch this video. It was interesting.
Shouting out. Shout out of the week. Let me give my shout out. I'm going to stick with wrestling. Seth Rollins, he is one of my favorite wrestlers, and on Monday Night Raw, he was attacked by Samoa Joe, and who debuted on the main roster, and unfortunately, he legitimately hurt his knee, and he's going to be out for an extended period of time. Timetable is not certain, but he's definitely going to probably miss WrestleMania. He already missed last year.
Never won anybody.
I can't stand seeing this good dude injured like that. It sucks. He's one of the best in the world. So, Seth Rollins, I wish you a speedy recovery and come back and kick some ass, because you're one of the best. Who you shouting out?
That sucks. My shout out is something that you probably won't hear a lot, and you haven't heard a lot about them, is my Dallas Mavericks. I'm actually really happy right now. Shut the fuck up, Josh. You're just mad because we beat your Spurs on Sunday. Dallas had probably the best back-to-back wins of any team this season. We beat San Antonio and then Cleveland back-to-back nights, which was great. And we're finally getting back together. I think with 3 wins in a row. They just won Wednesday night. We beat the 76ers. 3 wins in a row. I think before that win, they were 7 out of the last 10 they won before the 76ers. So I'm not sure what their percentage is now. But they've been playing great. And a big reason why is Seth Curry. You heard me right, guys. Steph Curry's little brother has developed into a great player. He's handling the ball for us. He's shooting threes great at a high percentage, even better than Steph. Just saying. I want to give a shout out to them, man. They're only 4 games out of the 8th spot in the playoffs. I don't know what's going to happen. It's been a long time since the Mavs missed the playoffs, so I hope they make it. They're right there, which is sad because they're a shitty team. But I want to give them a shout out.
All right.
So,
whatever. Mavericks. What to watch? Sean, give the viewers what you think is worth watching this coming up.
Well, it's pretty obvious. Super Bowl. I think we're both going to agree on that. Super Bowl. Anyways, but before the Super Bowl, we still have Friday and Saturday. There is a movie that comes out that I fucking can't wait to watch. I know you agree with me on this. The Space Between Us, that movie.
Yeah.
I think the story's great. It looks great from all the commercials, or the previews, trailers. I think it's going to be a great movie. I think it's going to be one of the best of the year so far, and I'm excited. If you want to do anything before the Super Bowl, that's a great movie to start with. And then obviously Sunday, I'm so excited. So excited.
Okay. Now.
Yeah. What do you think, Josh? What is there to watch, Josh?
I know what there's not to watch. NBA games going all the way until next Thursday. There's no really good games at all. No marquee games going on. So
why would they? The Super Bowl. Nobody gives a fucking NBA right now.
Here's what to watch. 1. Go watch our Super Bowl breakdown and picks of Super Bowl 51. Me and Sean break it down, and we tell you exactly who's going to win and who's going to be the MVP of that game. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. And then my movie recommendation this week, I recommend you go see the movie Split by M. Night Shyamalan. He started off hot with a few good movies, and then he had a string of terrible ones. But now he's back with the movie Split. It was phenomenal. And especially if you love some of his older classic movies, you're going to love this one. And I highly recommend it. I do not recommend you go see the movie Rings that's coming out this week. It is
So
terrible.
stupid.
It's a fucking scam. After all these years of bringing back this franchise, why? Who gives a shit? And it looks terrible and boring.
What new is there to talk about?
Go watch it. It is shit. Don't give them your money. So, those are my recommendations. But that brings us to the end here. It was a great episode, and if you enjoyed watching this, please give us a like. If you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button, and let us know what you thought about all the topics
Any of the
we discussed
topics
today.
Yeah,
You agree with us? You disagree with us?
You think Josh is an idiot? I don't know.
Your mother. And go ahead and share this video if you would, please. And we will see you next week.
Later, guys.